What is up, gang? And we are back with another tutorial, and we will be learning about how to handle callbacks in Flutter. So what do you understand by Flutter? Oh my god. So what do you understand by callback? So a callback, I can tell you, like, in very simple thing is like, let's say you went on a date. Okay, I don't know if the concept in India really works. I don't know, because I haven't been on a date since my mom and dad are going to see this video. So yeah, I haven't. I can say that. Okay. So what happens is, when you go on a date, let's say when you go on a date, and let's say your date went home, and you said like, yeah, please call me or text me or call me back when you reach home safely. Okay. So nice guys like us, we do that, but sometimes what happens, we didn't get a text. That means, I know what, like, I think everybody knows what that means, but the thing is, we doesn't get a call back, so we don't know if they reach home safely or not. So this is what is a callback, you can say, in a very very stupid example. This is how callback works. So when they text you back, it means that is a callback you received, like, yeah, we reached home safely. So let's talk about widgets in this, how this widgets communicate. So when the widget communicates between each other, so we use value change. So when we'll be using value change actually, so when we'll be using callbacks. So the thing is, let's say you have some widget tree, like you have a widget tree, and you want to you pass some data into constructor, okay, parent to child. But what if you want to hear something, like you want to take the data from child to parent, like moving the data upward in the widget tree? So what will you do? In that case, we will be using the callbacks. Okay, so let's take this example, and this is the UI I have created, and I found this beautiful UI in the dribble. So I thought, let's give it a try. I don't know why do I talk like that, I don't know. So let's say, like, now we will press to the button 1. Okay, these are all the button ones. Actually, I just created it again. So what will happen is, it will change, since I haven't used different button numbers here, so it is not changing, and that is a drawback when you create the video for the 10th time. Okay, so I've been creating this video for the 10th time. Okay, so this is the last. I don't know what happens. Just, man, let's start. So let's start coding, and we will have a better application than this, and I'll explain you what value change does. So let's give it a home property, and it will be a home page. Let's create a home page. So we won't be going into folder structure this time, and we will be just creating the normal code. We will write just the normal code. So let's say we have created stateful widget. It is called, stateful widget, and it will be home page. So let's give it a scaffold, and it will take an app bar which will have a title, and title will have a text widget, and it will say home. Okay, and let's give it a center title to be true. What it does is, it just bring your title to the center. So it's just the basics. Now let's create a body. Now you have seen the design, and that has column in it, because there is a text widget, then under that there are 3 buttons. So let's build up the column first, and the column will have children's, and it will have the text, and it will say some text here. Also, let's give it a style to just bore you. We don't need that style, but yeah, I want to show you my developer skills. So let's give it a color of white, and size 40, and font weight bold. So we have our text widget here. Also, now we need to give some spacing between those buttons, and let's give a 20 pixel. If you guys are thinking like how I'm typing this fast, maybe not typing this fast, I'm writing this because I'm taking this video for the 10th time, man. I know the pain. So let's create a string variable. It will be called text, and we will use this text to display the text on the screen. Okay, wow, some text here. So let's use this text in the text widget instead of passing some text string. So let's do that. Okay, now also let's give it a background color to colors dot black. Okay, nice. Now I think we will have something on the screen. Nice. So also let's bring it to the center, and we will use the main axis alignment too, and we will use the center, and it will be in the center. Okay, nice. Now let's create a buttons widget which will hold our rows. To do that, let's create a file and called buttons.dart, and let's create a stateless widget called buttons. Import the material, and the container will have a child, and the child will have a single row. Okay, so the single row will have 3 buttons. We can see in the design we did it. So let's create the 3 buttons. Flat button. So let's give it normally. It will take a child which will have a text widget, and it will say button 1. So also let's give it a color, colors dot pink. I don't know why I'm using this pink color everywhere in nowadays. I think I'm liking the pink color actually. So yeah, button 2 and button 3. Okay, nice. Now also let's import in the main.dart file button. Let's save it, save everything, and let's see if we have something here. Yeah, nice, we have everything. So now to give the spacing between these buttons, we have to use the main axis alignment in the row. So it will be main axis alignment, and which will be space around, because we will also have some padding between left side and the right side also. So it will be it gave the nice padding around it. Okay, so let's first check that if these buttons are working. So let's on the give a print we will print something on the onPressed function. So we will say button 1 here, and for button 2 and for button 3 let's do the same. Let's give button 2 and let's give button 3. Now let's check the console if our buttons are working fine. Let's see. Yeah, button 1, button 2, button 3. Right. Now the main part comes. So what happened is we have our buttons in different file, and it is down in the widget tree. So now we want this home widget to know that something has been changed, like the button has been pressed. So how will we achieve that? So that is why we have callbacks, and that is for that we will be using value changed. So what value change does is, if there is any underlying value which has been changed, it will give a callback that this has been changed, please look at it. So to do that we will be using value change. So let's first define it. So like we pass some data into some constructors when we are passing the data, like which is called dependency injections also. So like you're passing some data from the parent to the child widget, so the same thing happens with it, but in the reverse order. So let's first create a variable or a property. Let's say final. It will be a type of value changed, right? So value change takes a generic type. So right now we are passing some string to it, so it will be of string type, and it will be called onChanged or anything you want. And I think you guys have already seen onChanged in like almost every widget in the Flutter. Like not almost, but yeah, there are so many widget which uses onChanged, and that is how they do it. we use value changed for it. So if you want something, a boolean value or something else, you can write a bool or even your model or anything. So that is a pretty nice thing to do with for handling callbacks. So now let's actually handle the callback. So instead of writing on print method, let's delete it. Actually, let's say on pressed, it will have a function. So what on change does is, like, what is a value change? It will take a function. It is a function actually. It's a function which won't return anything, and it will take a string as a parameter. So if you hover over this variable here, you can see it takes a void. It's a function which takes a string into its parameters, and it returns nothing since it is using the void keyword. So similarly, now we can pass this into the on changed. So to do that, you just have like the simply like how a method is called. So you do like this, something like this. You will have on changed, give a parenthesis, and you will pass something here as a string. So button 1 here. So we can do for button 2 here. Let's just change on changed, and for button 3 on changed. So we hooked it up, and now I want you guys to think and think like what will happen next if I press some button. So let's think about it, and let's see what will be the result if I press on any button. So it throws an exception or error, we can say. So let's see what is the error actually. So it says the method exception, the method call was called on null. So why does this happen? It happens because we have hooked up our on press method, and we are using the callback here, but we are not using that value. We are not taking this value here. Like we have to, the callback is supposed to give us a value from the child to the parent. So the parent has to take this value. Okay, so in the buttons constructor in the main.file, you will say on changed, and it will give you a value, and you can try printing it first before using it actually. So let's print it, and now we have hooked it up completely, and let's see if some changes are there. See, the button 1 is here, button 2, button 3. So this callback is working. So now to complete the code, we just need to use the text variable here, and we have to pass this value in the text variable. So let's use set state for that. And why to use set state? Because set state, what it will do is it will re-render the widget tree, and it will show the changes what happened. So let's say text equal to value, and this is it, and now we'll save it, and now we can see the changes: button 1, button 2, button 3. So I hope you guys have understood, and I'll explain it one more time to you guys. Like what happens is, we have created a button here in different class, a module, and we have used a value changed here, and let's say it has a string, right? And it is taking a string value in the function. So whenever the button 1 is pressed, we hooked up our on pressed method here, and we used on changed. So this will be passed down, not passed down, but passed up to the parent widget. So the parent widget is the home screen here, home page. So it is taking the value here, right? And we are using it here. So this is pretty much how the callback works in Flutter. And if you guys like this video, please like, share and comment, and you know the drill, share with your friends or whoever is new to the Flutter. And I do have a surprise for you guys, that I am planning a Flutter beginner course series, and I hope that I'll be starting it in the next 2 weeks. And I have already prepared a module for you guys, and I am very excited to show you. And then I'll see you in the next video. Okay, so please take care, and please like, share and comment, and let me know your thoughts. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, your captain.